Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Yoga with Grace. You can start your playlist if you want to get it going, and let's start in a child's pose. So knees nice and wide, toes to touch, hips to heels, forehead to the mat. Child's pose, please. Let the belly release as you're in your Baddha Konasana. And just notice the breath, the third eye connected to the ground, the hips sinking towards the heels. Where can you soften? Maybe loosening a little from the jaw, the tongue. Either staying completely still or gently rocking the forehead side to side or the hips side to side. You could tempt the fingertips to lift the palms and the forearms if you want a little more space. Or I'll offer this option, since we're going to do this arm position a lot throughout the practice, of bending the elbows, pressing the palms together over your head to make like a little tripod, almost a little shark fin for the triceps. And just notice the body, notice the breath. Notice what thoughts are coming your way. And just honor them. The intention today is just around stories, the stories that we tell ourselves and that we hear. And the Pygmalion effect says something like, your beliefs about yourself and others influence your actions toward yourself and others, which impact others' beliefs about you and themselves, causing others' actions towards us to reinforce your beliefs about yourself and others. So just thinking about that cycle of the thoughts that you have and how important it is to not believe everything you think. And Glennon Doyle says, confidence is loyalty to self. So showing up on your yoga mat for 60 minutes, or even if you can only do 20 or 30 minutes today and you want to come back to child's pose for the last half of the class, or log out and do something else, take a walk, go whatever you need for the day. Remembering that you're loyal to yourself just by showing up for your body and your breath in this way. So confidence is loyalty to self. Take about 3 more big full breaths. And then if your elbows are bent, really extend your arms long and tempt the fingers like little spider fingers. And with that space in your elbows and your forearms, just draw your heart, your chest forward and lower the forearms down so your knees can come under the hips, shoulders under the elbows, palms like the number 11, or you could keep the tripod shape if that feels better for you. Then just start a little mini cat-cow. There's not a huge range of motion here, but just rounding the spine, tucking the chin, and then letting the belly release and gazing up. A couple more times. And then just sink your hips back, lift the elbows, tent the fingers. And with that space, walk your hands to the left, as far left as you can. Reach your hips back, your forehead can come back down towards the earth. Big breath through the right side body. Inhale. And exhale, sink the hips to the heel, reach the right pinky finger. And then lift the chest, the torso enough to crawl your fingers through center over to the right. Big breath in. And a big breath out, feeling the left rib cage expand, the intercostal muscles. And then crawl back to center. And just tuck the toes. Keep the toes together and take the knees wide again and walk the hands back, letting the head be heavy. Just let the head, the neck release. You could shake it gently, yes and no, or kind of roll the neck around. So heels can be lifted, fingers can be tented, or palms can be tented. Knees are nice and wide here. And then slowly come back with the knees to the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms up, standing on your shins. Hips and knees in one line, shoulders over the torso. Inhale here, press the palms. And you're gonna bend the elbows just like we did in child's pose, but see how far you can bring your thumbs down. Maybe they touch the back of your head or your spine. And then inhale, lift that shape up. Draw the fists, your elbows into your rib cage and sink the hips back. Then extend the arms, the triceps away. Punch the wall, make a big fist with the hands, punch back, and then inhale to rise. So we're gonna do that a couple times. Inhale, sweep the arms up, press the palms, bend the elbows, maybe a little heart opener. And then as you lean forward, draw the fists into your rib cage, squeeze the shoulder blades together, extend the arms back, interlace the hands, maybe play with the awkward grip, and rise the hips forward again, keeping that, opening the shoulders. Let's do one more. Inhale, sweep up, palms pressed, elbows bend. Extend the arms up, pull the forearms into the rib cage, chest forward, reach the arms back, interlace the hands and punch back. Inhale to rise. So we're gonna find that shape a few more times in the practice. Inhale, sweep up, hands down to tabletop again. And then see if you can lower your elbows down at the same time, keeping the forearms parallel to each other. Just lower them to the earth. And then press into the finger pads and lift the elbows back up. A variation of a push-up. So your scapular muscles really working. Lower the elbows down. See if you can do it at the same time. Press the toenails into the mat. Inhale, lift. One more time, we'll try that. Lower and lift. Coming to regular tabletop, take a cow pose, belly down, and a cat pose, really exaggerate. And then neutralize the spine, and start to open up the right knee. So big circles, maybe going all the way to the right elbow, left elbow, and then back around you. Big hip circles, as big as you can, opening up that joint. Reverse the direction that you're going. And then lower the right knee down. And let's do the second side. Maybe you shift forward and back into child's pose between sides, or a side cat-cow, or traditional cat-cow. And then when you're ready, you can find your neutral tabletop to start moving the left knee around. And really big, it doesn't matter how fast you go, but really focus on how wide and how much mobility and space you can find. Flossing open the hips. Keep breathing. And then reverse the direction. And then lower the left knee down, maybe a cat and a cow slow, or a side cat cow, or some combination of that. Just a couple breaths here. You can always shift to child's pose anytime in the practice. And then from tabletop, you're going to bend the elbows and lower the chest halfway and pause, and press back up. Again, lower halfway, press back up. One more time, lower halfway and hold, and then lower all the way down. Cobra, inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat. Press yourself back into tabletop. So that's always an option when we do our flow. You can always do child's pose or press to tabletop. Lots of options. Reach the right arm forward and the left leg back. And then set that back down and do the left side. Left arm, right leg. Set it down. One more each side. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, stretch the fingers and the toes away from each other. Feel the vertebra expanding, and lower. Tuck the toes and just hover the knees for a moment. See if you can tap the knees down at the same time. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Twice more. Tap and lift. One more. Tap And lift, and then knees go wide, walk the hands back. We've been here before. Head heavy, knees are really wide. Start to keep walking all the way back, forward fold at the back of your space. Head is heavy. Bend the knees as much as you need. Grab opposite elbows, sway a little side to side in your ragdoll. Maybe flutter the lips or a big audible exhale, sigh it out. A lion's breath, sticking out the tongue if you want. And then when you're ready, take a half lift. Inhale, lengthen hands to legs. Exhale, fold. Twice more. Inhale, press to the feet, rise and lift halfway. Exhale, descend, go a little deeper in your forward fold. One more, half lift, flat back, long spine. Hands to the hips, press into the heels, rise all the way to stand from there. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms high. I'm going to come down to my knees just so you can see me. Same thing, press the palms, bend the elbows. And then hinge forward halfway like a flat back. Reach the arms back, interlace the hands. Keep the fists, stand up. And then we'll just fold forward with this hand posture. Deep forward fold with the hands behind the back. You can always play with switching which thumb is in front for it to feel a little different. And then release the hands. Crawl yourself forward to plank pose. And then lower the left forearm down and the right forearm down. Pause here, forearm plank. Lift the right toes and see if you can draw the right knee towards the right elbow. And then re-extend twice more. Right knee to the right and kick the heel back. One more, right knee to the right, kick it back. Pause, we're gonna go to the other side. You can take the knees down if you need a break. Left toes hover, left knee to the left. Re-extend, two more. Left knee bends and goes wide. One more. You can hear it in my voice, it's a lot of work. Left toes down, lower everything down, but keep your forearms as they are, Sphinx pose. Pull the fingertips towards you isometrically and pull the chest forward. And then exhale, forehead to the mat. Hands could be a little pillow or they could be wide or alongside. Just shake the hips side to side to loosen up the lower back. Option here to bend the knees and just windshield wiper the legs for a little bit more of a release. And then let's all take our arms like a cactus. So bend the elbows, palms down, forearms down. Extend your right leg long, but keep the left knee bent, or if it's not bent already, bend the left knee. Start to roll onto your right ear, your right hip. Hand opener pose, your left leg reaches behind you. Left hand can stay where it is, or you could lift the hand and bring it closer to the chest. The head is on the earth. The toes maybe touch behind you or maybe just float in the air. One more inhale. Exhale, roll onto your belly. And let's go to the other side. So turn your left ear to the ground, right knee bends. Roll to the left. Right hand content or pull closer to the body. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. One more. And then roll all the way back onto your belly. Pull yourself into tabletop. Tuck your toes. Lift and hover the knees. And then 3 more times. Tap the knees. Lift and hover the knees. Just an inch. Tap and lift. Can you tap the knees at the same time and lift the shins and the knees? And then downward facing dog. Hips high. Heels back. Move it around. Pedal the legs. First dog of the practice. Maybe first dog of the day. So notice how it feels. Come back to that loyalty to self. Feeling your hamstrings, Hands about shoulder width, feet about hip width, but you can always play with a wider, longer stance or narrower stance. Walking your dog. And then let's all bend both knees deeply. Lift the hips a little higher, re-extend the heels back. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Bend the knee, open it up, just shake it out a little bit. Circle the right knee. And then set the right foot down. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open it up, shake it out. Just like we did from tabletop, finding big circles, a lot of space. Roll the ankle, roll the knee. And then left foot down. And now we're going to do a variation of that. Inhale, reach the right leg high, open up the hips so heel comes in, toes go out at an angle, but keep the right leg straight. You're not bending the right knee this time, yes. And then find some little or big circles with the right hip. Both directions. A little more work. Keep plugging evenly through left and right hand. And now we're going to bend the right knee, draw the right knee towards the left elbow, then over towards the right, and then up and back. Two more to the left. Big circle, right and back, or a triangle, whatever you want to draw with your right knee. Big circle. Find as much space as you can. And then step the right foot all the way through. Left knee comes down. Inhale, arms rise, straightening the right and the left ear. Take a breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Sink a little deeper into the lunge. Press the palms, bend the elbows. Knee and the heart back and open, little back bend. And then make your fist pull back. As you pull back, straighten the right leg. Right toes lift. Once you have this, you can extend the arms back when you have your balance. Maybe a wider stance if you need in the legs for your hips. Have some space. You can also interlace the hands if that's not too much for the shoulders. Punch the fist back. Option to bring the hands to the hips or to the floor or blocks if this is too much activation. There's a lot happening. Press, flex the toes towards your shin and press the ball of the foot away. And notice how that lights up the muscles of your leg. Keep reaching, crown of head forward, hips back, hands back. Ball of foot forward. 2 more breaths. Rebend the right knee, step the right foot down and sweep the arms high. Now take a little back bend, lean up and back, open the heart. Exhale, hands down. Keep the left hand down and peel the right arm open just for a little twist. Make a fist with your right hand, roll the wrist around. Relax the ear, the neck. Maybe close and open the fingers. Really good for all the typing and texting we do. Making a fist and then re-extending. Going a little faster if you can. Closing and opening the hands for 3, 2, 1. Right hand down. Step it back to plank pose. And you know from here you can just press back to dog, child's, take a push-up, chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, anything you want to go through your flow or not. Slowly lowering. Opening the heart. Taking your time in the transitions, making your way to downward facing dog. And let's take a full breath together here. Exhale and inhale. And exhale, let it go. Right foot stays down with the left leg, but keep the left leg long and straight and strong. Open up the hip a little bit. So angle the toes out, heel in. And then find some circles here. Maybe some snap, crackles, and pops in the joints. Just making space, switching directions. Keep plugging through the right hand. And when you're ready, left knee will bend. Look forward. Draw the left knee wide to the right, to the left, up and back. Twice more with your breath. Inhale, shift forward, left knee towards the right, cross the body. Over to the left and back. One more. On your next inhale, draw the left knee as far forward as you can and step the left foot to the top of your mat. You can always inch it further forward for a wider stance. Make sure your right knee is supported as it comes down, arms high, low lunge. And settle into it. Stay for a breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to go a little deeper in the lunge, getting into the right hip flexor. Press the palms, bend the elbows, opening the triceps, and then pull the fists, make strong fists, pull them towards the rib cage. Lean your chest a little forward, extend your arms back, and then interlace the hands. As you pull your fist back, the left leg will straighten. You could adjust where the left heel is, take it wider or further forward. But keep squaring the shoulders towards the top of your mat, drawing the toes back, flexing the foot, and then pressing ball of foot away. Maybe play with the more awkward grip of the hand. And just stay here. Notice the stories that come across as you come into harder poses or easier poses where you can check out, or a little tighter poses, or poses that challenge your balance. One more big breath. Arms will release, rebend the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Little back bend, lean up and back into your heart. Right hand comes down inside the left foot and left arm opens up. Stacking the shoulders, spread through the right fingers. Make a fist and roll the left wrist around. Kind of shake that. Knuckles, yes and no. And then maybe open and close. Spreading the fingers wide and then making a fist. As fast as you can. Feeling the forearms work. For 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, left leg back, plank pose. Your flow, meeting in down dog when you're ready. Downward facing dog, full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, reach the right leg high and step into high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Right knee over the ankle, so you can get a little deeper in your lunge. Maybe take a little wider stance. Same arm movement, press the palms, bend the elbows. Inhale, lift the arms straight, and this time you'll keep the torso over the hips. You'll bend both knees and pull the elbows in. Inhale, just sweep the arms up, sweep the legs straight. Exhale, fists, pull. Both knees bent. Inhale, rise. Exhale, really move the hands through resistance. Get low with your left knee. Inhale, lift. One more time, we go low. Double, both knees bent in the lunge. Inhale, lift. Hands to the hips, walk the back foot in and fold over 2 straight legs for pyramid pose. Letting the head be heavy. Hands could be on blocks or on the shin or tenting the fingertips. See if you can draw the left hip forward and the right hip back. Move out the breath, slow down the inhales and the exhales. 2 more cycles. And when you're ready, start to bend the right knee and step the left foot forward, forward fold. Half lift, reset the spine. Exhale, fold. And heel toe the feet out and the heels in, toes out. Bend the knees, come into your squat, Malasana. Press the palms, forearms into the inner thighs, lift the heart, lift the chest. Heels can be lowered or lifted, and then interlace the hands around opposite elbows and lift the arms over the head. So frame your face. Maybe it doesn't go that far up, as far up as you can. And then turn the toes in, straighten the legs, forward fold. We're gonna flow between those two. I know it's challenging. Toes out, heels in, lift the arms up. Exhale, toes forward, straighten the legs, forward fold. One more time. Malasana with the arms lifted. You could also break the arms apart if that's too much for you. And then fold forward, ragdoll. Release the hands, one more halfway lift, lengthen. Plant the palms. You can step or hop gently back with bent elbows through your vinyasa. Down dog as you're ready. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Draw the left knee forward, step into high crescent lunge. And the shoulders over the hips, long torso. Inhale, press the palms, bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms. Make your fists start to bend both knees, double bend. Lunge, inhale, straighten the arms and the legs, grow long. And exhale, keep going with your breath. Get a little lower. Move a little slower. Two more. In your own pace, the cadence of your breath. The next time you find yourself lifted, bring the hands to the hips and walk your back foot in so both heels can come down, all 10 toes point forward. Maybe a wider stance. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Keeping the shoulders squared, begin to fold into pyramid. Always the option to use props around you, blocks, blankets. Couple more breaths, stay with it. One more big breath in. Can you relax the head a little further? Let the weight of the head take you down as you exhale. And then left knee bend, step the right foot. Take the feet about as wide as the mat. Toes can still point forward. Just take a wide-legged fold. Maybe grab for opposite elbows, maybe grab for the ankles. See if you can get a little lighter in the heels. Pour some weight into the toes as you shift forward. And then bend the left knee, left hand to the center of the mat, peel the right arm up. Again, you can roll the wrist around or open or close the hand. And switch sides. Right knee bends deeply, right hand to the earth, left hand towards the ceiling. Letting the head stay heavy, the neck relaxed. Notice if there's tension in the tongue, the jaw, the brow. Just soften the face a little. And then left hand down, halfway lift, long spine. Heel to the feet back to about hip width distance. Plant the palms and step or hop back to your plank. Go through your flow. And when you reach down dog, bend the knees deeply, hips towards heels in down dog, and then shoot the crown of head forward, plank. Couple more times like that. Bend deeply back into your crouching dog, and then spring forward. Keep going. Use your breath to power you. Let's take one or two more wherever you are. And then when you're in plank, slowly lower everything to the belly. See if you can get everything down at the same time. Reach the arms forward, toes long, let the forehead kiss the mat. And then just like we did from tabletop, a spinal balance, but a back strengthener this time. Lift the right arm and the left leg, heel it off the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Left arm lifts, right leg lifts. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Right arm, left leg, lift. Lift the thigh a little higher. Reach the arm a little further forward. Exhale, lower. Reach the left arm up, the right leg back. Inhale. And exhale, release. Just stay on your belly, your belly down Shavasana for a couple cycles of breath. Be totally still or shake the hips gently side to side. 3 more breaths. Begin to walk the hands by the chest. Start to lift through tabletop. Knees wide. Shift back into child's pose. Tent the fingers, lift the forearms. Tuck your toes under. Start to walk the hands back towards your knees. Enough to lift the knees, the shins, they're floating off the earth like a floating child's pose. Let the head be heavy. And then continue walking your hands back, pressing the palms down. So you're in a variation of a squat. The toes are closer together. Bend the elbows a little. And we're not going to go into crow just yet, but it's like a prep for crow. So spread the fingers wide, index fingers pointing forward. See if your biceps can kind of be a shelf for your shins. Just feel that connection of the shins and the biceps. Maybe you feel like lifting the heels higher and tilting your head forward, and maybe one toe comes off the earth and then lowers, and the other toe comes off the earth and lowers. Just play with that. A lot of core work to do this. Action. Maybe nothing lifts just yet. We're not going to balance fully in crow. We're going to do some more wrist stretches before that. All right, when you're ready, heels down, forward fold. Bend the knees and slow roll to stand. Roll all the way up, one vertebra at a time, no rush. When you reach the top, bring the shoulders to the ears, roll them back and down a couple of times. Big exhales as you do that. Inhale, squeeze. Let it go. 2 more. And then inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale to fold, hinge forward. Halfway lift and crawl out into downward facing dog. From down dog, reach the right leg high, step it forward, rise up, high lunge. From high lunge, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, twist. Now we're gonna spin the other way to warrior two. So left heel down, cartwheel the left hand back, right arm forward, warrior two. Inhale, reach the arms up, press the palms, bend the elbows. This time, lift the arms up and just pull the elbows into the rib cage. So squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then move into side angle, form to thigh, or extend the arms to frame the ears for unsupported side angle. Rebend the elbows into the rib cage. Reach up and back, reverse warrior. Straighten the right leg, reverse triangle, slide the left hand down the left leg. Press through the heels. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Left hand meets the mat. Peel the right arm up. You can stay in the twist. You could find a kickstand side plank where the left heel rolls over and the right foot is the base. Kind of right knee pointed to the side. Or lift the hips and stack the heels. Maybe reach the right arm over the ear. Maybe tree pose variation. The right sole of foot comes to the left thigh. Lift the hips a little higher. And then if your right leg is lifted, stack the feet again. Watch the right hand come down to the mat. Vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or your flow of choice. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's go with the left leg. Inhale, left leg high. Step into high lunge. Rise up. Feel it open. Right arm forward, left arm back for the twist. Get low in the lunge. Spread through the fingertips. And then warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Right heel spins down. Maybe you need to widen or deepen the stance here again. Light through the fingers. Inhale, arms rise. Press the palms. Bend the elbows. And then re-extend the arms. Squeeze the elbows into the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Either supported side plank or side angle or unsupported. Really press to the outer edge of the right foot. Left knee tracking forward, not inside to the right. Keep the legs. Reach up and back. Bend the right elbow, left arm over the ear. One more inhale. And then straighten the left leg, right hand down. Right leg, left arm up and back. Press through both front and back foot evenly. Feel the left side body stretching. Inhale. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Bend the left knee, right hand down. Left hand to the sky. Twisted lunge. Moving into your side plank variation, you could always bring the right forearm down or keep the kickstand or bring the right knee down and lift the left foot. Lots of options to support yourself. Maybe the left foot stacks for tree pose variation. Maybe the left arm reaches over the ear, grow a little longer through the left body. Lift the hips a little higher. Maybe the foot is covered or maybe it's stacked. And then slowly left hand meets the mat. Plank and a vinyasa or push straight to downward facing dog. From down dog, let's take a cleansing breath. Exhale everything out. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Bend the knees and slowly, slowly lower them to the earth with control. Come to standing on your shins. Option is stay here. Option is sit on your heels. Option to tuck your toes and get a little bit more in the fascia of the feet. A little bit more shoulders rolls. Ooh, just shoulders up, back, and down as you breathe. We're going to prepare for our peak postures, our peak standing balancing sequence, and maybe an arm balance if there's time or if you choose. So let's just press the left hand and then pull the fingers back with the right. Relax the shoulders. And then flip the fingers down, pull the hand back. Resist, press the palm into your hand, hand into your palm. Shake that out, other side. So other hand lifts up, pull back. You can soften the shoulders and the base. And then fingers come down, other hand kind of pulls back as you press against it. And then shake that out. One more time, if you're still tucking your toes, you can release that, it's a lot. Reach the arms up, make a fist, open, relax the face and the shoulders. Keep going faster, faster. Really exaggerate, open and close for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, shake it all out. Whew, downward facing dog. Okay, when you reach down dog, look to your hands. Walk or hop to a squat, feet outside wider than the hands. Lift the heart, lift the hands, press the palm. Inhale, rise up to stand. Heel toe the feet together. And we'll come into chair pose. So sink the hips down, the arms up. Arms back, lift the left knee, one-legged mountain. We're gonna kind of march. So chair, arms rise. Exhale, march, left foot is the base, right knee lift. One more on each side, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair, sink low. Inhale, rise, right knee. All right, chair pose. Inhale, rise, left knee lifts. Keep your balance, stay lifted. And we're gonna draw, reach the arms up. We're gonna draw that same shape we did with our left knee from our downward facing dog. So left knee goes to the left, across the midline. Yeah, across the midline to the left. I'm mirroring you, sorry. And then so left knee to the right, that was confusing, to the left, and then behind you, and curtsy lunge. You can bring your hands to heart as you curtsy. Inhale, stand up. Let's try that again. Left knee to the right, to the left, and curtsy lunge. I'm gonna face this way again. Inhale, to the left, to the right, curtsy lunge. One more time, lift up, one-legged mountain. Left knee crosses the midline. Take it to the left. Take it behind you and then bend. Pulse down a couple times. Get a little lower for 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs. Reach the right hand down, left hand up. Inhale, find the length. And then one more time, one-legged mountain, left knee lifts. This time, picture your warrior 3. Hands can come to the hearts, to the hips, reach behind you, or stay alongside the ears. Warrior 3. Grow long, find the balance, find something to stare at that's not moving. One more breath. Slowly bend your right knee, step all the way back, high lunge. And then hands come down, runner's lunge. See if you can bend the elbows and maybe heel to your right foot outside the right hand. Maybe you can lift your right knee off, your right toes off as the right knee stays connected to the leg. Preparing again for crow pose. And then just forget about it, down dog. Move around in down dog or be still or take a flow, whatever you need before we go to the other side of that balance work. When you're ready, look at your hands, bend the knees. Find yourself in a squat, so feet outside the hands, land soft. Press the palms, lift the heart, lengthen the spine, and then stand all the way up. Heel to the feet, come into chair pose. Sweep the arms back, press into the left foot, and this time the right knee will rise, one-legged mountain. So really find your base. Cross the right knee to the left. Cross the midline, over to the right, open it up. And then take it wide behind you, step it behind your back foot, and come into the squat, the lunge. Inhale, lift. Arms can be wherever is gonna help you with your balance. Draw that big circle with your right knee and then curtsy lunge. Couple more times, coming through one-legged mountain, Big circle of the right hip. Nice. You got it. Whatever you're doing it right. Opening up the hip, challenging the balance. Next time you find the curtsy lunge, let's all stay there. Bend both knees, and then just pull, go a little deeper. For 3. Yes. 2. One-legged mountain. Press into the left foot, right knee rises. Warrior 3. Any arm variation. Okay, imagine your high lunge. Left knee is going to start to bend, and the right toes are going to reach for the back of the mat. Land soft. Inhale the arms up. And then hands frame the left foot, runner's lunge. Find your breath. Take a pause. Heel toe the left foot outside the left hand. Plant the palms. Maybe start to bend the elbows, and maybe the left toes can lift. The left shin can go back. Toes point back. Left knee is balancing. And then find down dog. Okay, walk the hands and the feet towards each other. So tiptoe the feet in and walk the hands back and find your squat again. You're welcome to stay here and take an open arm twist, side to side. If you feel like your wrists are ready and you would like an arm balance, you'll take crow. Always the option to try it from a block too. It might feel a little scarier, but it gets you started a little bit higher. You could try a pillow, or you could have a pillow as a crash pad in front of you. What the key to crow is really squeeze the arm bones together. The arms are working and the core is working, so squeeze the legs towards each other. Maybe the toes float off the earth. You're not jumping into it, you're just lifting the toes. And if you have it, you can try to straighten the arms. And if you have it, you can try to shoot the legs back into plank. And whenever you're done, let's find downward facing dog again. Full breath in, full breath out. Look to your hands. This time, walk or hop the hands forward and come to a seat. Knees are bent, hands behind the spine. Soles of the feet down. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And then fingers can either face the hips or face wide. We're going to take a reverse tabletop. So feet about hip width. Toes pointing forward, inhale, lift the hips. Let the head release back if that's okay for your neck, or just keep it in line with the spine. Lift the hips a little higher, reach the knees forward, the shins forward. One more breath. Exhale, tailbone down. Just let your belly lay on your thighs and drape your arms over the shins. Head tucks down, tilt the chin side to side. Take 3 slow breaths. When you're ready, you can take another reverse table, or you could straighten the legs and take reverse plank. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, lift the hips. Release the head. Hips 1 inch higher. Press through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, slowly hips down. Either knees bent a little, a lot, or not at all. If you feel open in the hamstrings, and start to fold over your legs again. Seated forward fold. 5 breaths here. Take another breath in, lengthen the spine. And on your breath out, fold a little deeper, exhale. One more like that, inhale, lengthen. Maybe lift out of it a little, and then exhale, fold. And then slowly roll yourself up, bend the knees, find Baddha Konasana, butterfly. Knees wide, hands to the ankles, lift the heart. Maybe you want to bounce the knees, or maybe you want to stay still. And if you do have a block or a blanket or some sort of prop, you could have it nearby, just about in the middle of your mats. Close the legs like a book and begin to roll back, hug the knees, just rock and roll on the spine. Instead of rocking and rolling to gather momentum, we're going to rock and roll to slow it down, to eventually just find stillness. Head, neck, shoulders to the earth, hands squeezing the knees. And then take the soles of the feet as wide as the mat, let the knees knock together. Maybe hand to belly, hand to heart. Begin to heel to your feet to hip width distance. Walk the hands towards the heels. Bridge pose, press to the feet, inhale, lift the hips, lift the thighs. Maybe roll one shoulder and the other underneath you and interlace the hands here, that same tripod grip. See if you can squeeze the thighs together and lift them a little higher. One more breath. And then slowly unravel the shoulders and one vertebra at a time, come back to the earth. Either feet wide, knees together, or knees wide and soles of feet together. Couple breaths here before we take another back bend. Welcome to stay here. You're welcome to close the legs like a book. And either unsupported back bend, you could even go into a full wheel if you have the energy with the fingers by the ears lifting up and out. Or if you'd like to take a supported back bend, you'll lift the hips and slide the block, maybe the lowest, middle, or highest shape, or just a bolster or a pillow, or your hands could serve as the support under your sacrum, and just let your hips melt into the support of your block, blanket, hands. And you can stay right here and you're supported, or if you're in an unsupported bridge or wheel, I recommend you come out. Either shoulder stands the traditional way or using that prop. So either your hands are just going to keep supporting you. Don't look left and right when you're into the pose. So look here first if you're unsure. The legs will just go up to the sky. You could also just do legs up the wall on a wall nearby. You could use the prop to support you, or your hands can be the prop on the sacrum. So just the legs go towards the ceiling. You can roll the ankles out, the toes out. You can stretch the legs or be still with the legs. Just reversing the flow of blood, oxygen through the body. Really great for circulation. A nice activity to do every evening before going to bed is just letting the legs go up the wall for a minute. We will just stay for about 2 more breaths. And then very carefully come out. Don't look left and right. Use your hands on your lower back to roll down. Happy baby, hands to the feet, press to the sky. And when you're ready, moving into your final resting pose. Take up the space you need, grab any props, blankets, maybe a eye pillow, and just surrender here. I'll give you about 5 minutes, and then I'll guide you out. There's nothing to do, just be here, be still. Wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Begin to deepen your breath and make a choice of how, if, or when you want to exit your practice or stay in your Shavasana a little longer.
And I'll read 4 questions from Katie Byron to ask yourself as you find gentle movement without urgency and continue to keep this quality of breath as you maybe make yourself to a comfortable seat where we'll close together. Katie Byron says, is it true? Can you absolutely know it's true? How do you react? What happens when you believe the thought? Who would you be without the thought? So just coming back to the stories and don't believe everything you think. And if you're ready to join me in a seated posture that's comfortable or at least uncomfortable for you, maybe placing the hands somewhere that resonate and exhaling the stale air, anything you no longer need out, and inhaling some fresh oxygen and energy and breath back and letting that go. Beautiful practice. Thanks for moving with me.